So tell me about this weekend in Austin.
I mean, yeah, I think it was probably one of the craziest weekends. I was not expecting, obviously, a call from Lauren Fendrick last week. But yeah, I mean, just to only have like 2 days of practice, especially for a completely new partner, especially an Olympian, it's kind of nerve wracking at first because you obviously want to do well. I feel like there was a lot on the line. Like you want to prove yourself, and she's taking a chance. So there was that, but I mean, I just had a blast. I mean, Lauren is one of the most humble people I've ever met, especially with her kind of status. But I feel like we just bonded right away. It was kind of weird for me with the 36-year-old, but we kind of joked around about that. Yeah, I felt like we just bonded a lot on the court, and yeah, I mean, a lot of things happened. I feel like in terms of volleyball wise, I wasn't really used to getting served a lot, but I knew going into this tournament, like they were gonna gun for me kind of. I mean, they're not gonna serve the Olympian, right? So NC's kind of prepared me. I felt like I got served a little bit more than I expected in NCAA's. I think just mentally preparing myself before to get basically every serve all weekend and just be confident with myself and have that trust with Lauren going in really helped us. I mean, do as well as we did. I was not expecting that whatsoever. So,
For those that don't know, explain how you guys did this weekend.
we got second in the AVP Austin. We won our first 2 matches on Friday, then won another match to get into the semis for Sunday, and then won our semis, and then faced Alex Lyman and April Ross in the finals, which, I mean, I think that match was probably one of the best matches of my life. I mean, I just had such a blast. I think just growing up, like looking up to April and like even Lauren. I mean, like they used to coach me when I used to go over to the Chula Vista Training Center. I think I was like 12 years old, and I have a picture with April, and just I have various pictures with April just growing up, and just to be facing and like being across the net like on an AVP final or my first AVP is just, I mean, I couldn't have planned it any better than that. And I mean, it was just such a battle. It could have gone either way, but granted, I don't like getting second, but honestly, like I felt like I got first. I mean, I just had so much fun, and it's a good time.
Is this a one-off with Lauren, or do you guys see yourselves doing some stuff together going forward?
Yeah, I mean, I think just starting off, we didn't really know what was going to happen, so it was kind of a one-time deal. And then just since we've done so well, she texted me yesterday and was like, or I just texted her thanking her for the opportunity, and just had such a great time with her this weekend. And she was like, I'm down to play as many tournaments with you as I can. Let me know if you want to play in the APP New York. And so, I mean, I had no plans this summer until she called me, and then this all happened. So, I think we're gonna talk this week about forward Thursday, but I feel like it's a good chance for AVP New York to continue. So,
Nice, nice.
yeah.
For those that don't know, let's didn't start off great.
Oh yeah, it did not start off great. Well, I mean, our whole team, I think we were on like a 35 game winning streak going into NCAA is ranked number one. I felt like going in, our team wasn't like, oh my god, we're number one. Like, I honestly love being the underdog, and I've always been the underdog. So just being on top was just a little weird, but I didn't think our team was really thinking about that. I think everyone shows up for NCAA, so we were ready for that. But we won our first game against FIU, and then we ended up losing FSU. Like, they snapped our winning streak, but I felt like, I mean, one of the turning points he's talking about was kind of random, but we ended up going mini golfing that night. We lost, and I felt like that was just like a turning point. Like we knew, like it wasn't going to be easy to win, and I felt like just mini golfing kind of just got our minds off of things, and we were too focused on our opponents and not just about like everything we've trained for the whole season, the whole 4 months. And I think going into that next 2 days, I feel like we were just prepared. I mean, I think we just focused on ourselves, and we knew that we've trained the hardest. We have the best coaches around us, so I felt like we were confident and ready to just kind of like take one match at a time. We beat LSU. I mean, personally, me and Lily, we were in the weeds the whole, like, most of the time. I felt like we kind of started off pretty shaky. I wasn't used to getting served at all, and going back, I never got served really throughout the whole season. And then going into the first 2 days of Gulf Shores, the teams just start gunning after me, and I was not really expecting that at all. And I don't even know if we finished our game against FAU, but we just weren't playing very well, and then we lost to FSU. We had not beaten that team at all in the season, and then the next day we played LSU. We were still kind of sneaky, and then lost to USC. So, like, the first 2 days, we were like, we just weren't doing our jobs. And so a lot of it was on me because I was getting served. And I think one of the turning points for, like, me and Lily was going into the last day. I was like, hey, Lil, like, I know they're getting after me. Like, I'm very uncomfortable. And I just talked to her. I was like, I want you to be with me. I want you to know, like, I want you to just trust me. I trust you. And, like, she just looked me in the eye and was like, dude, like, I have your back. Like, we're in this together. And I just, like, that conversation that we had, I think just changed everything from like, that point moving forward. I mean, in Hawaii, if we did not have that conversation, it came down to our match. It was, like, 8-6. Everyone's rushing over. And, like, if we didn't have that conversation, like, I don't know where we would have ended up. But, I mean, I had so much trust for that girl. And I know that she was trust for me going forward. That way, and then just finally beating that FMC team at the very end to, like, clinch the win. But yeah, we definitely were in the weeds the first 2 days, but I think it came down to just, like, trusting your partner and just being patient. I feel like Lily and I just always kind of started off pretty rough, and we'd be down by, like, 5 points, but we would always just be patient and be like, hey, like, our time's gonna come, like, we're going to rack up some points at the very end. Like, let's just take 1 point at a time. And, yeah, I mean, I think that was just a huge turning point. I think that really helped, even just, like, in the AVP, just trusting Lauren and, like, making sure that she trusted me because I was getting all the serves the whole weekend. And so I think it all helped. I mean, without the NCAAs, I don't think, and, like, learning what I did from that time, I don't know, like, how I would have even done responding in situations that I was put in, like, this past weekend. So, yeah, I mean, it all came together. So,
is it easy for you to trust, like, on sand? Is it easy for you to trust, or is it a tough thing? Because you're pretty competitive, right? And you put a lot on your own shoulders.
I mean, yeah, I think it's. I mean, I think it's just a choice. Like, you're with this person, like, there's no, like, you can't sub anyone else. It's like, that's what you have to do. You have to trust them. And I think in the beginning of the season, Lily and I I mean, we weren't really good friends. We weren't, like mean to each other or anything, but, like, we just weren't really clicking, and I was just questioning everything. And then finally, I mean, I think, I don't even know what the turning point was, but I don't know. I think, I wouldn't say it's easy, but I think it's just a choice that you have to make. I mean, me, like, I didn't know Lauren, but it's like, I know that we hadn't, like, all we had was 2 practices under our belt. I know that we have, like, all the physicality in the world, but I mean, if you're not together, like, on the court, I don't know, like, you have to be working as a unit. Like, you have to be taking all the time, like, every point, especially if you haven't been together that long. For you, like, we were talking every point, like, hey, I went angle, you should go line, like, oh, like, I'm doubling up angle, like, maybe stay in the cross, like, juke them out. Like, we're just constantly talking, and, like, you need to do that. Not even, like, even if you're together for a couple years, but especially just in the circumstance that we were in, it was important to be growing and talking every match, or, like, every set throughout that tournament. So, back to the trusting thing, I think, like, you just kind of have to, like, and like, once you trust it, like, it just builds off of that, and, like, I don't know, good things happen. That's how I think of it as.
Yeah. Was it Stein that had you guys go Goonie golfing, or was it you guys? Did you guys as a team decide to do that?
No, Stein did. I mean, we had lost, and I think originally he was like, okay, shower video, like let's eat, let's scout the next team, blah blah. But I think he just kind of was like, hey, like I think we just need to take a break off of volleyball. Like our minds are just so like we got there pretty early in the week, and like we just been like eating, breathing, sleeping volleyball. We had 2 or 3 practices before we even started, and then all that. So I think it was definitely his idea to just take a break of volleyball and not put it. I think that was literally a turning point for sure. Just like getting your mind off of things, sometimes that just helps. And then I thought just from there we were able to just focus more on ourselves. Like even I felt like going in the first day, I was like, oh my God, I'm like so focused on my opponent that I'm like not even like trusting myself and like everything that we put into like me and Lily's partnership, like teamwork, just everything so fresh.
What you learned most from Stein? Because he's obviously, quite the legend, but what was it that you learned most from him playing for him this year?
Oh gosh, I learned a whole lot. I mean, we learned a lot. I mean, we learned playing, just trusting yourself, on the readings, the whole, yeah, on that. And then one thing I really like, I loved that he incorporated, and I learned so much, is just defensive calls. I felt like on blocking, I mean, for victory lanes, we knew line and angle, like everyone knows line and angle, but I never knew there was things with like double up angle, double up cross. There's a 4 where like the blocker blocks line, and then you're in the angle and you just run to the line like after they look. So it's just like different calls like that. I had no idea existed. I think one thing that I just really like about him is just like he allows you to like kind of create your own game. I don't know, like I felt like a lot of coaches are like, this is how it's going to be. Like this is what I want you to do. But I felt like there was that, but then he just allowed you to like I said, create your own plays, just have fun with it almost. And I think, I mean, just from the last play, I understand that Lily and I had created this play called Black Magic, and we had been planning it all season. And we're like, I don't know when we're gonna pull it out of our sleeves, but the last play, this girl just called like this play that we've been like working on all season. And I mean, just like different things like that, just allowing you to be free. And I mean that. And then I think another thing is just what I've kind of been saying is just being patient. Lily and I were struggling a lot this season, ups and downs, some good times, but just being patient throughout the whole game. Like you might be down, but that doesn't mean anything. Your opponent could just think that they have it in the bag, and then just up a couple times and just make some mistakes, and then you're like right back with it. So I think that was a huge thing that I learned is just don't get frustrated. Things might not be going well in the beginning of the game, but like there's so many more games to be played, and just kind of like trust. Just trust yourself, trust the game, and like how it's gonna unfold.
Okay, you can't leave us hanging. What's Black Magic? What's the play?
Black Magic. Okay, so Black Magic basically is they serve Lily, and she passes it kind of like not to the middle of the court, but almost to the right side. She plays left side, so they serve her, and they pass it almost to the like right side of the court. And then I like side set it all the way across to the other side of the pin. The block was kind of like following me, and then at the end of the last play, like I side set her all the way up to the pin. She like bangs it down the line. So. That was just not a play that we worked on. We worked on just like more standard, like up and down goals, which is like fast, behind like kind of back sets, wide, like setting wide. But we created that one on our own, and it ended up working out in the very end, last point. And it was funny because I got called a couple times that set on my hand. And so I was kind of like nervous about it. I mean, I still wanted to go for it. And it was, I think, 1920. And I think I just previously, like 2 points before, got called on my hands. I'm like, oh God. And this girl just was like, she calls it, I don't know, I forgot what she called it. Not a white, something else. But, I mean, saying Black Magic out loud is, I don't know what she called it. But, I was just so shocked that she called it on the last play. I'm like, you're nasty. That's great. But That is black magic.
Yeah, it literally when she put that ball down the line, it was like literally seconds before I think the McNamara twins, the ones, were getting ready to serve their match point, right? I mean, you guys literally
Oh,
won by, I
yeah.
mean, it was seconds, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. And like the thing was, I mean, the whole time I was not trying to look at the score. I mean, I trusted my teammates were gonna do their job. But, I knew everyone was winning, but I didn't know it was that close. But yeah, I mean, it was fun to get the game winning point for sure. And yeah, no, it was a blast.
Yeah, because the way that tournament played, as I recall, if the match ended, then they didn't finish the match that was in progress, correct? Right.
So we had three wins. Like me and Lily didn't finish our FAU game. We were 1 point away from losing it against FSU. They would have won. But didn't finish out that. Yeah, I think we finished all the other ones. But it's just like weird. Like there's a horn that goes up. Good job. Like you have to shoot your on campus. Like we didn't really finish. It's like really weird, but yeah, it's just like a different concept.
Yeah.
It's like weird that we don't train that in the season, you know, like we're not timed like that
Right.
until you get to NCAA. I think that's weird.
Yeah. And when she puts that ball down the line and you guys win and you turn around, the entire UCLA team, like a wave, like a tsunami, just washes over you guys.
Oh my god. Yeah, that was probably the best feeling. I mean, I love this team to death. I've never been on a team so like dedicated to winning anything in my entire life. I mean, the way that these girls have grinded and like the way we bonded over the whole season. I love every single one of them, and just for them, yeah, like you said, just like coming in and just talking to you, and there's just so much love for that team, and yeah, I mean, there's just like no other like way to say it, but. Yeah, I mean, everyone always dreams of getting like dog piled on top of them. So, yeah, I mean, it just makes me smile for sure. Well, still trying to ride the Natty, but after this AVP, I think I'm going to move on to riding on as well. But yeah, so no, it's been an insane like 3 weeks. I mean, Pac-12, that was the first one, and then a week later, and like. Natty, and then like a week and a half later, like Lauren calls me. It's just like I am like so grateful to have opportunities like this, and I mean like the one this weekend I couldn't pass up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been great.
I'm gonna stay with beach for a second and go back to LMU.
Okay.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think Tom was your beach coach the first 2 years, and then last year it was Mayer, right? John Mayer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me what you learned from Mayer, being a guy that was the AVP, MVP, I think a couple years ago. What did you learn from him?
Okay, Johnny Mayer. He's probably one of the quietest coaches I've ever had, but he, I mean, like, Stein taught me how to be patient, but I don't know. John taught me a lot of stuff. I think a huge thing that we always worked on was my passing. It was always up in the air. But I think my attitude was not the way that, like, looking back, like, I just did not have a good attitude when I was over there, and I would just get frustrated all the time, and if I wasn't playing the way I wanted to, I'm just, like, kind of, like, F this, I'd be cussing all the time, and just, like, I don't know, just looking back, I feel bad, like, I want to say, sorry, John, you had to deal with that, but I think he really helped me work through, like, just being frustrated and, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do about it? You just got aced. Like, are you going to get pissed? Or are you going to, like, throw a fit? Like, what's your mental game going to be? And I think a huge thing that I've always learned at LMU is just that the mental game is so much more than the physical game. And that's where people win. I mean, like, AVP, like I said, I mean, everyone's bigger, stronger. Everyone's just as physical, even more physical than I am. But I think it just comes down to the mental game. Like, if you just get someone just aces you, like, how are you going to respond? And I think John was a huge part of me growing in that area of, like, my just in volleyball. in general. So, I mean, I'm so grateful for that because, yeah, I mean, I'm such a better person for it. And I mean, he's just the most patient, like, quiet, simple guy you could ever meet. And so just being around that was just incredible.
Would,
And I mean, I just learned so much about myself.
so was there a moment or was there a point, like you said, when you went from this one attitude and kind of said, okay, I got to change, or was it Mayor that said that, or was it a point when you transferred and came to UCLA, or was there something in between? Was there some magic moment, or did it just gradually happen as you went into your senior year?
I think it changed. I don't think it changed through like transferring. I think it was probably more like my last year on the beach. I mean, a huge thing that I've learned as well, just like being at LMU, is just like, yeah, it's like you're trying to get better too, but you're always trying to like help the people around you as well. And I think my junior year or my second year, because I redshirted my sophomore year, but my junior year I was a sophomore in beach, and I was with a freshman named Savannah Slattery out of Malibu. And I mean, I knew that like I needed to kind of like have that leadership role. And, like I didn't know how well we were gonna do, but I felt like there's no like point being frustrated on like how we're doing. Like I don't know. I just felt like my attitude was just like, okay, like it's a new day. Like we're trying to get 2% better today. Like yeah, like we might be taking one step back, or we're gonna take 2 steps forward tomorrow. Like I don't know. I felt with her coming on to like being a pair, I felt like made me have that like leadership role and made me have that like mindset. Like okay, nothing's gonna be perfect. Like you have to grind every day. And no one's gonna feel sorry for you. Like you have to take what you've got and like work well with it and do the best you can. And like we did so well last year. I mean, I think we could have competed with like all the top teams. And just from where we started at the beginning of the year, we were just not good at all. I mean, like just like Lily too. You just gotta take what you have, and I feel like if you stick with it, you trust the process. Like great things happen. Like Lily and I, like if someone would have said we would have won the game-winning point on a block magic play at the very end of the season, like at the beginning, someone told me I fouled at the beginning of the season, I would have been like, you're freaking crazy, because we were absolutely in the weeds. We were we were not good, and at one point I was like, I don't know how this is gonna work out, but I think my mindset was like, okay, like this is what you have. I knew Lily like was one of the most physical people like on the team. So I think it was just a matter of time, like working hard every day, creating that relationship with her. It wasn't even just about being on the court, but like we're friends now. Like I think she's one of my really good friends, and yeah, I mean you create relationships out of that as well. When you take what you've got and do the best you can.
Yeah,
I think great things happen. So yeah,
I'm gonna take you back 4 years and you are signed and you go to LMU and you play for who at the time was the USA Women's National Team assistant coach and considered probably one of the better coaches in the country, Tom Black. Tell me so you come from Arizona and club and high school and stuff here and you walk into that environment. Tell me about the coaching there and if it changed you, didn't change you. Tell me about it.
Yeah, I don't know where to start. I think our coaching staff, and especially Tom, coming from the USA team, I mean, I just knew like going in, like I was going to learn a whole lot. And I mean, I learned an entire completely new position within a couple weeks, so I wouldn't have been able to do it without him. But I think one of the most important things that I learned, I think it goes back to, I mean, just what I learned from Don as well, that like everyone's just as physical as you are in this game, and it's just like all about the mental game. I think Tom is so into that, like kind of meditating and like kind of like visioning what you're gonna do when it comes game time. And I think the people that really take that stuff seriously are able to grow in like areas that, like for me, yeah, I kind of sounded silly like as a freshman, like oh my god, I'm doing meditation, what are we doing? And I think the more you take that kind of stuff that he threw at you seriously, like the better, like mentally, like about the game, like I felt I got so much better, stronger, in tougher situations. I mean, we went to NCAAs that year and then Sweet 16, and I don't know, just we were up against Stanford and like the Sweet 16, or to get to the Sweet 16, and just to have that, to be training that type of mindset with Tom and him like putting us through that kind of stuff really prepared me, and like even through UCLA as well. He is one of the best coaches I've ever had, and I think it's just because he doesn't really like, yeah, it's about volleyball, but he like really tries to make you a better person as well. And I mean, I remember going into his office, and I mean, I just learned so much about myself. I think the whole attitude thing too. You're trying to get better, but like you need to be making the teammates around you like as like just as better. Like, you know, like you're just as strong as your weakest point. You know, so I feel that kind of really just hit home for me when I used to talk to him and we would have meetings. Yeah, I mean, I think it's just like, it's not about you. It's just about the people you're around and creating the relationships with them. So I think he's a great coach for sure, but I think just he made me a better person. So I think I got so much more than just a coach from him.
I've heard other people talk about him as he may be one of the best teaching coaches. And you just said, by the way, that you learned a new position in like 2 weeks. So he obviously is pretty good at that. But it was also, there was a culture there that I think also kind of permeated from the national team about growth mindset and things like that. But was that kind of an introduction for you into that mentality?
Yeah, I mean, that whole concept, fix and growth, I think like I never knew about that at first, but I don't know, I think I've always been open to new things. Granted, we all haven't had doing the things that we've always been doing, but I think, like you said, I think he really, I mean, one of the lines that he always said is like, you need to be comfortable being uncomfortable. So I think going back to what I've learned, I think that's a huge thing that I've learned, thinking back. I mean, a huge, being uncomfortable, I never played outside my life, but I think, yeah, I think just him teaching me, like, okay, it's okay to make mistakes. Like, what are you going to do? Like, how are you going to respond? Why did you hit it there? Like, why? Like, what's your, like, thought process type thing? So he's asking you questions that you would never have thought of. I mean, he would put you in awkward situations, like pressure situations. And I think that's what you need to do. Like, you need to be in order to respond when you actually are in, like, a game situation. So, we'd be in practice. I remember him, like, heckling us. Like, you would know, like, when people are frustrated. Like, we would and like, oh, you're frustrated. What are you going to do? Like, everyone hates you right now. Oh, like, that's great. Like, people are heckling you. They don't like your family. But, like, he would literally just, like, be talking to you, like, trash talking. And, I mean, like, at the time, like, as a freshman, like, okay, F you. Like, what are you doing right now? But, I mean, I think, it just helps you, like, when you're in those situations. Like, it's just you, like, you I don't know, you start to, like, not think of those things. And you are comfortable being uncomfortable. So, I think that was a huge thing that I learned from him.
You know, you're sort of a trivia question now because, you know, you can ask the question, what collegiate player has been in two rounds of 16 with two different teams in two different positions in their college career?
Oh, gosh.
Senior year, you come to UCLA, or the year that Tom leaves, and you got Mike Seeley. And so you go from outside hitter to setter. Talk about that transition. Speaking of being uncomfortable.
Outside hitter to setter. I mean, I think, I don't know, I'd like to say, like, that I'm, like, always up for a challenge, and I've always liked doing new things and, like, challenging, like, my abilities, I guess. So I feel like, yeah, setting, I mean, going in, I was like, oh my God, like, how am I going to do this? I expect to do this. But, I mean, like, my dad was like, dude, you're going to, like, pick it up, you're fine. I'm like, Dad, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I'm going to expect well. So I think at the beginning, I was very, like, nervous about it. But I felt like once, like, summer hit and we're, like, kind of, I don't know, I felt like Seeley did a good job just kind of, like, trusting me and, like, trusting that I would kind of get there eventually. I felt like it kind of came back pretty quickly, which I was very, very thankful for. So But I mean, a huge thing I felt like is, yeah, I haven't played in 3 years, but I think you just have to be confident in yourself. And I think that just goes for anything that you ever do. Is, yeah, like I think I just tried to work as hard as I could, learn from each rep. I was very, like, I mean, my reps were very minimal. Starting, like, our first games against Hawaii were in September, and I think I started in, like, late July, August. So I had, like, a month, maybe a month and a half. But I felt like just really trusted me. He was like, I'm not going to try to change this whole setting thing because it's just so late. And he wasn't going to change a whole lot, but he would help me here and there on setting location, speed, stuff like that. I mean, I think just like I said, I think I just trusted myself, and I just have to go for it. And like I said, just like I think I was just comfortable being uncomfortable. Kept talking to my teammates, like, hey, like, I'll get you there. Just keep talking to me. Keep telling me what you want. Like, is that okay? And being okay with accepting feedback. And I think also, like, being an outside, too, really helps me. I feel like just as a setter in club, you're like, okay, like, I'm an outside hitter. You're kind of just annoyed because you're like, okay, you're down, like, you're hurt, blah, blah. So, like, I felt like it was both sides of that. Like, I don't know, it's something to explain, but as an outside hitter, I tried to, and I hate when people are picky. Like, just go, like, just ball. Like, you gotta get your feet there. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect every time. So I think, I don't know, I think it was cool to experience both sides of the position.
So what was the thing that you took most from Sealy then? Because there, again, here's another coach who, you know, national team guy and you know, won a national championship his first year coaching. I mean, it's like you've got quite the thoroughbred stable of coaches working with you. Holy cow. But what did you learn from Sealy most?
I mean, he helped me a lot with just technical stuff. We'd work on setting at least 10 to 15 minutes before every practice on location. But in terms of just overall, I just felt like he always just, like, I might have come in and been like, okay, I might be a little nervous for this game. Like, I never really told anyone, but I feel like the greatest thing that he ever did was just say to trust yourself. Like, he believed in me, and I felt that, like, throughout the whole season. Like, from the beginning, I felt like he just had a lot of confidence in me, which allowed me to have confidence and freedom in myself, and just allowed me to trust myself more. And I don't know, I felt like he was kind of like, hey, like, you can do this. I trust you. Just, like, keep doing what you're doing. I don't know. I felt like that allowed me to just kind of be free with my setting and, like, work things out and figure things out on my own, and with him, and just helping me with, like, consistency and speed and all that stuff. And just, like, an open mind and not just get, like, too tense, because I just feel like as a setter, like, once you start doubting yourself, like, it's over, you know?
Yeah.
So I really feel like just him believing in me and trusting me throughout the whole season, and just knowing that, like, I'd eventually get there at the very end. And granted, we didn't go, like, all the way, but, like, we had such a new, like, squad, and everyone was playing new positions. So I felt like that really helped the team. It's just the trust that he had for me.
Did the fact that you played a lot of sand give you a little more confidence in the fact that you could pretty much play all these positions? You're attacking, you're setting, you're defending. Does that go back to your sand roots, or is that more coaching, or a little of both?
I don't know. I wouldn't say it's beach. Yes, I just feel like beach is just completely different setting. I don't know, completely different than beach setting. I think a lot of it's just like I just want to say I can't learn. I mean, I think I always trained all the different positions. I felt like my dad just growing up was like, dude, you don't want to be an outside. Everyone's an outside. It's like, yeah, I'd work on hitting and it'd be fun and warm ups and stuff like that. But he always told me, like, you need to be good at everything. Like, you don't know when you're going to be needed. Like, that will always stick with me. And, like, I'm because parents always want their kids to be the outside, the star of the show. But, like, you learn so much from so many different positions. Like I said, I mean, starting as a setter, like, throughout my whole life, and then finally going to hitter. Like I got to see like just the different. I don't know. I just learned completely different positions, and I think you just understand the game like a lot more as well. I mean, maybe coaching, but I wouldn't say beach. I honestly think it just comes back to like my dad just saying like, okay, dude, you gotta know how to do everything. And he's completely right. Like if I wouldn't have trained, like if I wouldn't have been a setter, like I wouldn't have been able to come over to UCLA and start as a freaking setter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And if I wouldn't have trained and like learned how to do like the approach and just always swing and like, I mean, even though I was hitting most of my club career, I would always, everyone loves to hit. So like whenever there's an opportunity, you're like trying to hit. But I wouldn't have been able to transfer into that like hitting position so easily with like Tom's coaching. So I guess that like for sure being coachable also helps as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I think it really comes back to with that line always like being instilled in my mind, for sure. So
yeah, I mean, your success is literally just starting. Even though you've been successful for 4 years, but now again, here you are. You win the NCAA's and you take a second in AVP. So, what advice could you give to athletes that are looking up to you, maybe beginning players, 12, 13, 14, maybe 16, 17-year-olds? What advice or what couple of pieces of advice would you give to them?
I think one piece of advice, I mean, like what we just talked about, I think just being able to do everything. You don't know when you're going to be needed most. I also think just working hard, and I think just like when you work hard, opportunities are going to come to you. I mean, it might not seem like it, but it always pays off in the end. And then I think just always being coachable. I think that just goes like a long way, being able to make adjustments when you're asked to. I think right now, like we're living in a generation where people just think that they know it all, like all the time. And I mean, even when I like kind of coach, like I see it too. And I mean, I think just the more coachable you are, the faster you're gonna grow, the faster you get better, which allows you to work harder and then obviously get these opportunities. So I mean, I think just knowing how to do all the different positions, work hard, and then just be coachable.
Okay. And then
That's what I would say.
the last question, since it's a coaching blog, being that you've been coached by literally a stable of soon-to-be Hall of Fame coaches, but what advice would you give to the coaches out there, whether it's beach or indoor? What advice would you give them going forward?
I think a big thing for me and what I've learned from my coaches is how much of the mental game it is. And I think a lot of coaches, I think it's obviously very important to know how to play the sport, to know how to pass, that hit. First of all, just know how to do all the positions and like all the techniques. But I think what a lot of coaches don't ever talk about is how mental it is and how important it is. I feel like right now it's like 80% mental and 20% physical. Like I don't love like the AVP. I mean, everyone, like people are stronger than me. I've probably got them. But it really does come down to the mental game. And I think everyone, especially, like I just see, just girls in general, they're just like, okay, that's like, a lot of people just call it BS. And it's just hard to explain how important it is. And that is like, the mental game is just what separates from average to, like elite. You know what I mean? So, I would just say, like, it's hard to focus on that as a coach, but I think just putting players in certain situations and making them uncomfortable. But I feel like, focusing a lot, like, more on the mental game. I felt like I never even really thought about that until going into college. And I think, I'm glad I know about it now, but I think it would have been nice to know earlier,
Yeah.
So I would say that.
Yeah. Hey, thank you for your time and for your insights.
Yeah, no problem.
It's much appreciated. The Arizona region appreciates it and appreciates you very much.
Yeah, it's been great. Thanks so much.